Yes, that's a good thing to have. Hey, what is it? Control the crowd. That ain't a bad idea. We have questions about this. Yes.
Good evening.
Yes.
I want to call this meeting to order. Clerk, has the meeting been properly noticed?
The meeting has been noticed and posted in Portal Top.
Thank you. Every trustee is here tonight except for trustee McKay, who is excused. So first item on the agenda today is consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second. All those in favor?
I have a request tonight, a couple items removed. It's temporary premises, item 5H and 5I, 5G.
G?
G, H, and I.
I'd like to remove 5B.
B as a boy?
Yeah.
Any other discussion? So there's a motion to approve the consent agenda with items 5G, 5H, 5I, and 5B removed. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 5-0. So the next agenda item is citizens to be heard. Is there anyone in the audience that'd like to be heard tonight? Seeing none, we'll move to the next agenda item. There are no public hearings tonight scheduled, so we'll go into new business. The first item of new business is to consider the 2019 bond capital projects. Yes.
So, it looks like there's been an opportunity to review the memo relative to this item. In 20, when the village board prepared the 2018 budget, there was discussion within the budget regarding projects that we borrowed for in 2019. Included in the memo is an update relative to the status of the projections for these items. However, I would recommend that the board wait to prioritize their next future objectives before solidifying and putting dollar amounts to those items that will be borrowed for within the scope of this borrowing. So we're prioritizing projects in June. Right now, that's slated for June 11th, 18th, and 25th. By allowing that prioritization to occur, you would need to take action on those items to specify within the borrowing by June 25th. And it would also require one additional brief meeting on July 16th for approximately 30 minutes to authorize the bond issuance. So those are two changes that we're trying to make. Coming in and going through the information, I really think that it's in the board's best interest to go through the prioritization through the scope of their process and then agree on which projects we would move forward with for the 2019 body.
Anyone have any questions before I ask them?
No.
Any discussion? No? Trustee Mental.
So so I'm seeing for 2019, all these numbers, except the 625,000 for public spaces at Rosenberg Police Facility. And I may be looking at an older version of the long-range financial plan, because I see we changed 18 to 8.
Well, if you're looking at the bottom of the first page of the memo, that refers to the adopted budget for anticipated 2019 projects, not necessarily the long-range plan. And again, staff's intent is to give a general update, but request that you approve deferral of this and modification of the vision plan
I would think
calendar to facilitate that.
we budgeted, is there my old copy? 18. Yeah. And I thought for the police facility, we budgeted 866. And I don't recall talking about even budgeting anything for the community space. Why don't you ask, and then the only other question, okay, why don't you ask your questions, I'll find it.
That was my question, is the police department, I'm confused before we move forward on what is in the long-range financial plan. And Wilson Drive also is still listed as 2.5 million. So those are the two that I want clarity before we defer the item and just go into a 30-minute meeting to approve at the end of our prioritization. So before we go into that prioritization, I'd just like clarity on those two items.
Okay.
Should it say 3.5 for Wilson Drive?
Well, again, this is speaking to the 2019 project. Wilson Drive is a 2018 project. All contracts have been let on that. It was staff's intention, I believe I put in the memo, that we'll give you an update on the 2019 cost as part of the request to authorize bonds when that comes up. But to defer prioritization of the 2019 projects until after you've had an opportunity to discuss that, we are requesting that you move to amend the vision planning calendar to hold a meeting in July 16th to award the bonds, or to authorize the bonds with that information, all 2018 projects, plus the inclusion of all the items the board prioritized for 2019 would be presented.
In that 30 minutes?
Yes, that would be my intention.
Okay. Trustee Martin?
Well, we could make a motion, I need to adjust the 2019 annual vision plan or implementation dates related to bonding to accommodate additional village board review and prioritization of potential 2019 debt-funded projects until after the June 25th village board approval and prioritization of initiatives and service levels for the 2019 budget.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion?
So,
Trustee?
so you have things under 2019 general capital projects, you have in two groups, the 750, the 200, the 100. And you say staff is seeking approval as originally anticipated at stated budget levels. So are we waiting until after we have this July meeting before we authorize any of the two?
I can see where that might be a little conflicting with the motion. I mean, that would be, staff would be recommending approval at the previously stated. But that is looking forward, not for today's discussion. It's looking forward to providing input towards the board's prioritization process to be handled in June. I apologize for not wording that a little differently.
Okay, when are you saying that you want to RFP for a bond issue, go out with a bond issue in June, right?
Well, the presumption, if we're able to stay on schedule, is that June 25th, the village board will conclude its prioritization process, which would give staff approximately 2 weeks to prepare the appropriate documents to bring back to the board on July 16th to authorize the issuance of bonds, where then it would be sent out to open market for bids, and then those bonds would be awarded at a subsequent time.
Okay, so we're not making any decisions or authorizing anything tonight. We're
Correct.
just saying we're gonna talk about all this
In prioritization before we agree on what we're going to agree to. Yes.
Okay, well, if we're not doing anything, then I guess I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that. Is it the understanding that during this prioritization process, we'd be potentially changing what we go out to bond for? Is that the intent of waiting?
Yeah.
And how does that formally happen? Just by board action? Just like on,
Correct.
so you would be updating what the long-range plan? You would be amending the,
You would just be approving projects to bond for. That'd be correct. I mean, I will have, I can provide supplemental information on the status of current projects which are already underway, but then anything that we're not committed to is open to village board prioritization as part of the new vision implementation process. Some of that we pulled from last year's long-range financial plan into the 2018 budget as anticipated borrowings to better reflect what we thought was the intention to borrow in the 2018 budget when we did do the bonding this summer. But as always, that's subject to final approval by the board, because the board hasn't formally approved those projects, only in concept where they discussed in the long-range financial plan.
in the budget?
Anticipated, yes.
Okay, so you don't need a budget amendment vote by July 16th when we talk about it. Are we amending the budget or
I
we just?
don't believe that's going to be required. If the village board direction is of a significantly different magnitude that would require that, I will review that with the board at that time as well.
Any further discussion?
What state, we got 3 prioritization meetings, which one are we talking about? Capital, last, or earlier in the process, or?
Well, I think they may be interlaced somewhat.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that process is going to filter out, as this is the first time we've engaged in that.
Trustee, any-
I guess the only comment I want to make, I have in my copy of the long-range financial plan under police facility phase 2. I know that the plan that was presented to us included a number of 1.5 million, but we had a long discussion that that was not what we had actually approved, and that we approved the 866, which is what we contracted with Riley for recently, and that was the limit of, so, I guess I don't know if you go back and make, I guess you don't go back and make corrections to the long-range plan, but,
I mean, I
that's a
concur
number,
with your recollection.
that's a number, yeah, so that, now that we're here in 18 actually talking about it, but that 1.5 number is still there, so.
Yeah, the residual of the difference between what the board approved for the phase 2, what we're now calling phase 2A of the police renovation, is the open space, the public spaces in that facility for approximately $625,000. That was delineated in the 2018 budget under a catch-all category of anticipated 2019 projects. And it's our hope that, again, through the process we've identified in the vision annual planner, that the board will fine-tune their preferences on how to allocate and implement the various projects under consideration so that we may fund them when we do our current bond issuing for whatever the board determines is the highest and best priorities for
Well, it
2019.
would just help to have, if we have a discussion about something that, it's not, that is, I understand you can't be keeping this document updated every month, but, when we did have that discussion, especially that project in particular, that has had a lot of change in scope and change in cost estimates, and it's kind of a challenge to keep on top of it because we don't really document it anywhere. So for example, the 600, yes, last year when we talked about it, we were talking about 6 whatever for the public space, but now we have phase 2B, we haven't even done the garage yet. So, in a project like that is moving and shifting a lot, it would be helpful to have updated numbers.
And to go off of that, I'm just confused. I didn't assume we were bonding. I just am confused because we had that long discussion and I was under the impression we were moving forward at some point with bonding for the roof, the HVAC, and the garage. Not all the garage, but the portion that, whatever was left of that money, and that the community room was, I remember vividly asking that question, and we just